Yes, I have my eyes closed right now. Let's talk about it. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jamie and I am blind. And hi to everyone who hasn't seen me do a video myself for a long time. I'm so sorry for that. It's been quite an adventure between moving and starting a new job and work and now this eye stuff going on. So let's talk about my eye because I know that everybody's been curious who's followed us for a while, and if you're new, I am blind. I have been blind since birth. Why are my eyes closed right now? That is because I am in a lot of pain in my right eye. So this eye, and it's kind of gooping and stuff like that. So basically, a few weeks ago, I had eye pain, which I typically do because I have what they call keratoconus, which is the football shaped corneas. That's my secondary eye condition, for those who don't know. And so I have torn the cornea in both my eyes twice, and so I have a lot of scar tissue that makes my corneas steep and not smooth. And so when my eyelids move over them, it hurts. So typically we just treat that with lubricant drops. So that's what we thought was going on at first. And then after we did that for a little bit, the lubricant wasn't working and I started to feel like something was in it and the pain was just unbearable. So we went to an eye doctor and they told me I had these mucus strands on my eye. So everybody's eye, your cornea has mucus on it. It's like a lubricant itself, but because my cornea is so steep, as the doctor keeps putting it, I can form these strands, and so it's very painful. The way they get them off is they numb me, and they take a Q-tip and remove them that way. Now, so the guy tried to do that the first time, wasn't able to. Said let's just drop it with a bunch of lubricant. Hopefully that'll help. Sent me home with a steroid antibiotic drop, and so it said use lubricant. A couple days later, I was back to feeling pretty bad. We thought maybe it was fixed, but it wasn't. So we went back probably 10 days later, maybe a week. I don't know. It's been so crazy, and I've been in a lot of pain, as Ben has said in his update videos. So we went back to the eye doctor, the same one we saw, and he said that I did have more. I had about 5 of these strands. See that? So blinking just really hurts, or even opening it. So I'm so sorry if you're wondering why I have my eyes closed. It's because it hurts so bad. But this is my reality. So anyway, I try to only open it when I have to. Try to be social and not look awkward. But anyway, so we went back to the eye doctor. They said he tried to get it off. He could not get them off, so he wanted to send me to another eye doctor. So he sent me to a second eye doctor, which was a cornea specialist, and they got us in that same day. So I told work I'm coming back to get my stuff, but I'm not coming back to work because I have to go to a second doctor. So they sent us there at like 1:30 in the afternoon. It took forever. It wasn't the greatest experience. The first person who took me back to do the screening, she okay, I just had to look at the time because I want to make sure if I get close to 10 minutes, I will tell you guys and we'll do a part 2. But anyway, so she wasn't that great. Like, you would think, being in an eye doctor, they've seen people who are blind before. I don't know. This girl didn't. So we go in and she's like, this is your first time here. This is the second eye doctor. This is the first time you're here. So we're going to do a full eye exam. I said, okay, because I know how well those go. She said, and I said, okay, well, I can tell you right now, I really can't see much. Light perception, basically. she said, well, we're going to look at some pictures and see how we do. And I was like, well, pictures, I'm not going to be able to see those. And she was like, well, we'll see how we do. Okay. Right. I know better than you about my eyesight, but okay. So, she then asks about my eye conditions, and she starts typing my eye condition into Google. But Ben starts spelling it out. Well, both of us do. Lebers. She starts typing in labors, Labors, into Google. Ben can see her do it. And so we had to correct her. She had never heard of my eye condition. So then she comes over to me and she tells me to look at the mirror. And Ben's like, she just told you she can't see the mirror. Why it's tearing. And so I said, I can't see the mirror. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, let's see. She covers my left eye. She goes, can you see me waving my hand? And I was like, no. So then she covers my right eye. Can you see my hand? Not really, no. Okay. Can you see the lights on or off? Yes. So she went over to the lights in the main lights in the room, blinked them on, blinked them off, blinked them on, kept asking me, and then she tried to trick me by turning them off, but then seeming to turn them on and saying, are they off or on? But they weren't on. But I saw a light across the room and kind of got confused, and it felt like she was trying to trick me. She wasn't very nice. So when she left, I asked Ben, I was like, why is she being so mean to me? Like, I don't understand. And he's like, I don't think she's being mean on purpose. I think she's confused. So wonderful. So she comes back in and she says they're going to try to take pictures of my eye. Well, this will go great because my nystagmus is already bad, and it's bad enough when I have to try and focus on something. Nystagmus, for those who don't know, are the involuntary movement of my eyes. So she she takes me out and sits me down at one of the machines to take pictures of my eye. Tries it, doesn't work. Switches me to a second machine. Still doesn't work. It transfers me to a third machine. Still doesn't work. So then she says, sits me in the waiting room, and it's like, in this hallway, and it's like, okay, this person's going to call you back. We're going to try to take a picture of your eye. Okay. At this point, I'm getting a little worried because time is going, and Ben has to leave by a little after 3 to get Gabby off the bus. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay. And this guy calls us back to his station or whatever, and he's going, these are all texts. I haven't even seen the doctor yet. He's like, let's take a picture of your back eye. So he starts trying to, can't do it. I was like, oh, I can see a light. And he's like, oh, you can see the blue light. Focus on the blue light. The harder I try to focus, the worse the involuntary movement of my eyes and the nystagmus gets. And we're going to go ahead and do a part 2. But, so hit that follow button, hit that like button, and follow for part 2.